Well, yo! What a way to start the stream. Jeremy Bork has become a member. Yo, it's been a while, Jeremy, I think. Or it's been a few streams, I think. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Damn. Sorry, oh, this is an abrupt start. I literally just sat down and then I just got bombarded with noise and chaos. Hello, guys. Welcome to day 95. Okay, hold on. Let me just gather my thoughts here real quick. Jeremy Bork, you threw me for a curveball here. I'm not used to... I guess I'm not used to people actually subscribing to me and becoming a member. So thank you very much. Damn. Hello, everyone. Kristen, hey. Kristen says, hello. Yo, Belle. Gotta get my kids off to school and I'll be back. See you soon. Yo, thank you, Kristen, for saying hi. I do appreciate it. Listen, it's... Anytime you guys are just saying hi, even if you can't stay, it is duly noted and appreciated and thanked. So yes, hopefully you have some quality time with your kids. All of them. All 8, I think. Mindful says, I'm getting my French press coffee ready. Yo, I've already had 3 coffees today. I had a quick photo shoot in the morning for like a corporate shoot. So it was pretty bog standard. Nothing crazy. But I did get a bunch of free coffee there as I was catching up with people. And now I got my my sparkling soda, and I'm using one of those like fake, the stones or whatever, the ice, the stuff you put in the freezer to not dilute your drink. So I'm testing it out, seeing how it is. Fed says, howdy. Yo, Fed. Hello. Right back at you. Howdy back at you. And Kavaitsu says, yo. Thank you guys for kicking off the stream in a positive way. I am still trying to avoid Kick for just a few more streams as I start to learn how to use this new setup. As part of that, I think in the last stream, if you guys stuck around at the very end, I couldn't figure out how to freaking end my stream, and nothing's changed. I don't think hitting the stop streaming button works with this freaking ADEM plugin I'm using. So we're running into a few trade-offs here where, one, it seems like the quality of my stream has improved. There is a few UI updates that I kind of like with AI Tum. However, the things that we've lost is access to Kick for now, because it was crashing, and not knowing how to stop my stream besides force quitting OBS. And for some reason, my mute button and a few other buttons stopped working, so... Yeah, I don't know if the trade-off is worth it yet, but I am kind of stubborn. I want to make sure I test it out fully before we make a decision. So again, thank you, everyone. I just had an espresso, says Fed. Mindful is... which time zone is Mindful at? Mindful, since you said it's 7:30 a.m., I'm going to guess that you are West Coast. Definitely U.S., I'm assuming. Here it's gonna be 2:30 p.m. so this is my last espresso. Yo, I drink coffee until like 5 p.m. It's not the best decision. But then I take a melatonin during my evening meal. So I probably, this is probably not healthy, but I have my coffee to keep me awake, and then I take the melatonin at night, and I'm hoping it balances it out. I decided to hit the entry level to help support you, says Mindful. Thank you very much. I decided to hit the entry level. What are we talking? Oh yeah, Jeremy's. Oh yeah, yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I didn't make the connection that Mindful, aka Jeremy. Gotcha. Thank you very much, dude. That is I feel like I say these words too often. I say the word appreciate too much. If I were to control find how many times I've said that word since I started my streaming, it would be a little bit insane. So, but I do mean it every single time, and it's duly appreciated. That you guys would, not just your time, you guys being in the chat, all of it does very, very much help me as I build up this platform bit by bit. So thank you very much. And monetary support, obviously, goes without saying. Thank you. Fed says I had 3 coffees too. That's usually my limit for the day. Yeah, 3 is about max. So I think I had 3 iced coffees. Now I do drink iced Americanos, like the badass that I am. So I think iced Americanos are technically stronger. Actually, I have no idea. I'm not even going to speculate. Fed says I take a melatonin as well, a mint chewing tablet. Dude, that sounds so much better than what I have. I take it a bit later in the evening. I get like a 3 milligram one because I think I read if you take like a 5 milligram or something consistently, that might not be healthy to your body. So yeah, we'll see. Listen, I'm not claiming to do the most healthy things with myself. But one thing, I did go to the gym the other day, so we're maintaining the schedule. Okay. So what is today's agenda? Today's agenda is I'm actually going to be productive for a change. Not that I'm complaining. I think the last few streams I've really enjoyed the rabbit holes that we've been going down in terms of all the tech stuff that I had zero knowledge about, whether it's all the video switching tech, the audio mixing tech. What else did we look up? There's some things around like ND filters, the clamps or rigs and cages. Man. Yeah, so there's a lot of fun rabbit holes thanks to you guys. And I do want to say it has been tremendously helpful for me in terms of all that knowledge. I've been absorbing it bit by bit. And my goal is next year, when I start traveling again, I do want to take all those learnings and then prove it out into a physical model where I can start doing some travel IRL streams. And I want to make sure I do it of the best quality, not some shitty iPhone, you know, here I am for a few seconds stuttering away. No, I want I want top quality. So that is something I'm working on right now behind the scenes. So it's a mix of like making sure I have the right tech, make sure I have the right budget, make sure I have the right partners. I would love to kind of turn this into something more than just my casual attempt in a random trip to, you know, make shit work as a streamer. So anyways, I'm trying to put all the pieces together just as an FYI. Fed says, I can have coffee later and I get to sleep, but I don't feel as rested in the morning after I do. Yeah. If you take too much melatonin, you can get moody and have nightmares. I'm not worried about that. I'm not generally a moody person. I do get nightmares in the sense of, I haven't had them too much recently. You know what? Sorry, I'm laughing because I was thinking about when did I stop having sleep paralysis? And I feel like I stopped having sleep paralysis coincidentally right around the time I stopped being in corporate, yeah, not being in the corporate world. So I don't know, you put two and two together, but you know, generally speaking, since I've left corporate, since I've been doing this thing, I do end up getting about 8 hours of sleep every time, because obviously I can sleep in, I set my hours, it's up to me to be productive in my choosing of the hours. So yeah, I wonder if that's helped. But I used to get sleep paralysis sporadically and then consistently since I was in like middle school, elementary school, I think, all the way up until not too long ago. And that is insane in terms of basically you're hallucinating, but you're kind of awake, but your body's frozen. So you start conjuring things up in the world around you and you can't figure out what's real and what's not. And so it's like a living nightmare where you know, you'll hear stories, but some people like myself, I've conjured up demon women, like the demon girls from those like the Ring movies or whatever, hovering right next to my bed, breathing into me, grabbing my feet. I've had all kinds of crazy shit. So I used to get sporadically, but only when sleeping on my back. That is another thing I heard about as well, is that sleep paralysis tends to happen when you're sleeping on your back. I'm not sure I don't know how to break that down realistically, why that happens, but I've heard the same thing. I've had it happen to me a lot as well. But yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me fix hold on. I want to fix the framing of my camera because I'm basically cropped almost. I dropped my camera a little bit. So give me a second. Let's figure this out. This is the Nikon. Probably need to, oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Just lift it up a bit and then crop oh, nope. Wow, professional. And then if I drop it, nope. Holy crap, I'm so bad. Okay, there we go. Is this good? I think so. Get a little bit of headspace, yeah? Oh, and let's welcome one of my coworkers for hopping into today's stream already. Good job. Wow. Ta-da. 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 You know, I get to bother her because, yeah, life's about balance. Unfortunately, Keempop has not shown up to work today. It's life's greatest mystery where he just decides to hop off to. Anyways, all right, let's bring this back to this thing here. Kavai says those things happen to me too. I experienced that too sometimes too when I was a kid. Says Fed. Yeah, It's like the most frightening thing, especially if you are of my age or older. So let's say millennial generation or beyond. It was triply, actually exponentially more frightening, because I remember when I first started getting sleep paralysis, this is before the era of ChatGPT, AI, internet. You couldn't just Google. This is the era of Bing and MapQuest. So in the era, and yellow, what is it called? Yellow books? Holy shit, were they called yellow books? It's been that long. What was the US yellow books? Yellow book? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of is it called the yellow book? Yo, what's up, L? The new guy not showing up? Yeah, acting as if he's new, as if I don't feed him all the goddamn day. It's been so long, I have no idea if I was sleeping on my back or not. I've heard the same thing. I'm going to assume it's the case because I heard that. A lot of people have said that. I've experienced it where usually it is when I'm sleeping on my back. What's up, L Thing says, yo, yo, yo. Lots of snow. Oh yeah, is there a lot of snow there? Wait, is it called the Yellow Book? Why can't I think of the name of the big books, the phone books? What is the name of the big phone books back in the day that was yellow? The Yellow Book? I don't know why I'm second guessing myself. Yellow Pages? Was it really called the Yellow Pages? I don't remember saying that. The Yellow Pages. Oh man, what is happening here? Was it really called Yellow Pages? That doesn't sound right. There's also the movie called Green Book. Okay, now you're throwing me for a loop, L. Alright, we gotta stay focused here. What was it? Is it called, you said Kavai says Ghoul Cider or Yellow Books? Okay. Yo, Kevin! Edora Park says tap some bong. Wait, where's that sound effect? Where did it go? I'm assuming because you had a message there. Does it not read it for like a resub? Maybe I need to double check. Kevin, thank you very much. Wow, you guys are making the start of today's stream very, very exciting. Thank you guys. Kevin, welcome. I'm going on a side tangent here. Was it called the Yellow Pages? Oh, damn. Mindful says, I take melatonin nightly. I'm seeing that is healthy for you, but after 20 years, I'm still alive. Yeah, you know what? As long as you're alive and kicking. Let me just quickly change the TTS voice, because I'm not sure if it was working or not. I'm just choosing a random one, so fingers crossed it's not annoying. Just like the yellow cabs, the pages were yellow. Yes, that much I knew. Okay, I'm not that much of an idiot. Hold on, maybe I just need to look up the image of it. Yellow book. Image. Yellow book phone directory. It wasn't a phone directory, was it? Was it a phone and address? Oh man. It was actually called Yellow Pages. Why does that not sound like it's not like ringing a bell, even though I grew up with this. Okay, little do I know. I can't even trust my own memory here. I'm in the west by the coast. No snow here. But yes, thank you very much, Kevin. Yellow Pages, it seems. Yeah, okay, I guess it's called Yellow Pages. I don't know. I'm an idiot. All right. Kevin says, greetings. So are you on stimulants now or what? No, I haven't heard back. I need to reschedule. I had to cancel a few times, so I need to reschedule the meeting with the doctor to see if I'm crazy or not. There's Yellow Pages and White Pages. I've never heard of White Pages, so it must have been Yellow Page. Okay, this is a big tangent. What was I even going with this? I was saying I grew up in the era of Bing, MapQuest, and Yellow Pages. So in that era, you did not have easy access to information around the world. So when I got sleep paralysis that first few times, I didn't have Google to just be like, hey, what the hell just happened? Does anyone else have the same experience as me? All I had was this feeling of having a living nightmare happening in the room that I was in, where in this nightmare, it was occurring in the exact same scenario of when I woke up and looking around at my room. So then it made you freak out thinking like, this wasn't just a dream, this actually happened in real life. And the first few times it happened, the first time it ever happened, it literally felt like someone tried to, I thought an alien abducted me. So then I started thinking like, wait, all those alien abduction stories, is there truth in it? Did I almost get sucked up into the void by an alien? Because I literally heard a deep booming laughter in like echoing across my head. Like it was just reverberating, just like a deep booming laughter as my vision was like shrinking and as I felt like I was about to die, right? So anyways, yeah, freaky stuff back then. Now, you know, you can Google it. You realize, actually, let's Google this. What causes sleep paralysis? But remember those used to hang in a binder on a payphone? Yes, you're right. I just remember we had one in like the shoe cabinet or something near the front door. Sleep paralysis is caused by disruption in the transition between sleep and wakefulness. Actually, I don't care about that. I know what it is, basically. Sleep paralysis visualization. Let's see what people visualize. Oh, yikes. That is terrifying. Okay, so of all these images, I would say the types of sleep paralysis visions that I had would be things kind of like this one here. It'd be stuff like this. I would, oh yeah, this happened to me, but just imagine instead of this demon ghost thing, it was like a demon girl. So a demon girl grabbing my feet and trying to drag me off the bed. Man. Yeah, some terrifying shit, so. Anyways. Welcome, guys. Then there's the sleep jolts. It's funny that happens if you relax your body too fast. There's a sleep jolt. It's funny that happens if you relax your body. I've never heard of sleep jolts. So. Hello, Amber. What are sleep jolts?
Hey there. So sleep jolts are basically those sudden jerky movements you sometimes feel right as you're drifting off to sleep. They're also called hypnic jerks. It's like your body just goes, whoop, are we falling? And gives you a little twitch. Pretty normal and nothing to worry about.
Okay, sorry, Elle, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think the common experience that people would talk about is like when you're in school and then you're like nodding off to sleep and then you kind of do a jerking motion and everyone laughs at you because it was like obvious. Kavai asks, the feeling of falling, I see. Kavaisu says, was it by chance the humbug, girl without face? Yeah, I couldn't see her face, but it only happened one time. I only had one sleep paralysis where I had the demon girl sitting next to the side of my bed, just basically this close to my face, and like just staring at me, but I couldn't see her face because her hair was covering. The ring demon girl. Yeah, it was kind of like... Yeah, it'd be kind of like this one here, right? You just couldn't see her face. Obviously, oh, well, that's freaky. But yeah, you couldn't see the face because the hair was in the way. Ugh, so disgusting, you know? Anyways, I've conquered my demons. Setting up a roadcast podcast. Okay, I want to watch this video. This is from Senpai Gaming. So, oh, by the way, again, thank you guys for all the research. I think I was looking at the ATEM Mini ISO Extreme ISO, and then there was the Rodecaster Video S. Now, one thing I didn't understand clearly, but from some additional research, I believe I understand a bit now. With these switchers, they usually have multiple HDMI inputs, but a lot of them only have one HDMI output, which means initially I thought like, oh, okay, if I hook up all three of my cameras into the switcher and then connect the switcher to my PC, then I should be able to play around with 3 different video sources. So I'd have camera 1, camera 2, camera 3 within OBS, let's say. However, my understanding now is that if you only have one HDMI output, it would actually take all of those sources or basically your computer would only view this switcher as one video source. So then you would have to switch between the camera views or the multi-view. However, only one thing would show up at a time, based on how your PC sees it. So then if you wanted to have separate cameras as like camera sources within your PC or whatever, then you need a switcher that has multiple HDMI outputs, and then those, yeah, and then if you connect via each of those outputs to your PC, then it views it as separate sources. I think I got that correct. And I just want to relay the knowledge because I need to speak it out loud so I can retain the information. But I think that's correct. Kevin says, if you don't sleep for long enough and you fight through the sleep jerks, you'll start getting auditory hallucinations. Yeah, I mean, basically, I get the full hallucination. It's not just auditory. It's visual, it's sensory. It's like all your senses, right? It's crazy what your mind can do when you're in that kind of hallucinatory mode. So it would feel legit. I would legit feel the demon girl grabbing my feet and trying to yank me off the bed. I could legit hear and not... Oh, sorry. This is how crazy it is, right? It's not just about hearing the demon girl. It was mimicking not being able to hear something out of one side of your, one of your, let's say my right ear here. I wouldn't be able to hear anything because her face is so close up. So that feeling that you get if something's really close up to your ear, obviously your ear can't hear anything, it's getting blocked. So it would even simulate that sense of something being so close that it mutes sound. So I don't know. Your brain is crazy. So apparently the concept of the yellow pages originated in 1883 when a printing house in Wyoming ran out of white paper and used yellow instead. Wow, who would have thought? Later it spread to most of the world. HDMI output is for multi-view and USB for video out for PC. Oh, so okay, hold on. Let me piggyback that. Let me just catch up on the chat and then I want to follow up on that. Mindful aka Jeremy says, the outputs are my main reason for recommending the OSEE. Okay, yeah, you were the one who recommended the OSEE. It has both a program and a multi-cam output. And I keep hearing that term, program. So when people say program, it's just whatever your switcher, whichever camera your switcher wants to display is the program source. And then multicam output if you want. Okay. The OSE GoStream deck has 2 HDMI outs and 2 USB-C connections. Okay, and let me get to that in a second. Elle says, "Do you have hyperphantasia?" I don't think I do. It sounds very fantastical. I wish I had it. Let's look it up. Hyperphantasia. And maybe I'm a hyperphantasian, got a little bit of that Asian. It's probably a dream. It was a hallucination. No, it was a sleep paralysis. So it was I don't know, what would you call a sleep paralysis hallucination? Because you're semi-awake. Basically, you're conscious, but your body still thinks you're in deep REM sleep. So you're kind of in this quasi-limbo state. Very widespread folklore concept in Japan. Countless movies about these being a sort of ghost. Oh, the humbug. Is that what we were talking about? Where I got on the other side basically you have something called a phantasia. Okay. Let me look these up. A phantasia. Program out is the selected one. Okay, yeah, let me just piggyback those questions for a second. Centuries-old concept there and used in horror movies ever since they started making horror movies in Japan. What, those demon girls? God. The demon girl, whoever came up with that or whoever showed it on screen, man, kudos to you. Who would have thought a little girl with long hair would be the most terrifying? I don't think anything reaches the fear that is driven by seeing a little girl with long hair and you can't see their face. Just standing still. Ooh, man. Can't be topped. Then there's preview that is the one selected passively before the cut bottom is pressed that you can see in multi-view. Okay. Hyperphantasian. Too funny. You know what? I got my funny streak, I will say. Listen, that's why you guys joined the stream. A Fantasia. Wait, which one should I look up first? Let's look up hyperphantasia. Hyperphantasia is the condition of having exceptionally vivid and detailed mental imagery, which is the opposite of aphantasia. It involves all senses and can make imagined experience feel almost as real as actual perception, with some individuals even being able to mentally see an imagined object superimposed on their... No, I can't hallucinate to that extent. I do have a vivid imagination, and I do have very vivid dreams. I used to write all my dreams down. I still have them. I stopped doing it a while ago, but I used to have very, very vivid dreams. But no, I don't think I have that. The closest I get to is, again, the hallucination. But yeah, and those hallucinations, my God, it is insane how physically real it feels. Aphantasia, having no mind's eye, is the inability to voluntarily create mental images, often described as having no mind's eye. This condition is a neurological characteristic, affects an estimated 1 to 4%. While I thought it said white people. While people with aphantasia cannot visualize things in their minds, they often compensate through other forms of thinking. Okay, yeah. It does not necessarily differ in creativity or other abilities. They cannot form voluntary mental images of things like faces, places, objects. They cannot picture a beach or a friend's face in their mind. Interesting. Okay, so I don't have that, but I think I'm a normie. I would say I'm a normie. I don't think I have, as much as it'd be cool to say I have one of these extremes, I don't think so. I'm probably just somewhere in the middle. Lucid dreaming. I could do lucid dreaming though, but I'm too scared to do that. Then there's preview. Oh, sorry, yeah. Lucid dreaming can be pretty intense. It's striking how our brains can cook these little processes out. Yeah. The thing is, like, from sleep paralysis, technically, if I wanted to stay inside of sleep paralysis, I could. And that is generally how you can then drift into that lucid dreaming mode. But the problem is I don't trust my brain. I don't trust myself is basically what I'm saying. I don't trust myself to conjure up anything and to have the most enjoyable lucid dream. I don't trust myself to not come up with the most terrifying thing and have that just troll me in this moment of bliss. So, yeah, it's like when people talk, or people don't talk about